Hi and welcome back to Football Opinions with me, Lemmy. This is a transfer segment. I'm going to be giving you my opinion on just one player, just one main target that each club should sign. And yeah, without further ado, let me start with Arsenal. And being an Arsenal fan, this is not, of course, it's a biased opinion, but I'm torn between Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo. I mean, I would love both. I would love both. If we were to get both, that would complete our midfield for years to come, if we were able to secure the future of those players. But if I had to choose between Rice and Moises Caicedo, it's tough one. It's a tough one because Rice is the captain of West Ham. He's an English international. He's played at the highest level of international football. He's leading his club to a Conference League final. So he's a very good player. Even when West Ham were playing badly, even when they were shit, he was still the one player. Even if you looked at the ratings, if you watched their games, he was still the one player who looked like he understood the assignment. And personally, I'm just going to have to go Declan Rice. Moises Caicedo might appear to be a better choice because he's actually more versatile. He's younger as well. But the price tag, I don't know even who is going to be more expensive. But I think Rice is going to be more expensive. The figure being quoted is in excess of £90 million, and that's a lot of money. But if one thing Arsenal have to do this transfer window is spend money. We've been buying cheaper options of what we really need, and that it's time that comes to an end, because it looks good for a while, and then in the end it just reveals itself. It just turns to shit. That's what it does, and we don't want that happening next season again. So we need to spend the money. I'm going to go Declan Rice, because Granit Xhaka, of course, is leaving. Rice can play the Partey role, he can play the Xhaka role. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He arrives in the box late, he scores goals. He's exactly what we need at the moment, that powerhouse, that person who is going to be there when in the toughest of moments. We don't want someone who is going to hide in the big games as well. But yeah, I'm going to have to go Declan Rice for Arsenal. For Chelsea, I've seen that they've made Dusan Vlahovic from Juventus the striker their main target. As you know, Arsenal wanted him last January transfer window. He snubbed Arsenal. He literally snubbed them. Reports were saying he did not take Arsenal's phone calls, but it is what it is. He went to Juventus. It has largely not worked out. Still a very good player. Personally, I would love him at Arsenal, because at Arsenal we need another option, another striking option. We cannot always be playing Gabriel Jesus, who is by any means is not a very good finisher. It's not a good finisher. That I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. He misses a lot of chances. We also need that vertical presence. But enough about Arsenal. Chelsea need a striker badly. It's imminent, I think, that they're going to be bringing in Christopher Nkunku from RB Leipzig, but it's the same profile of player. If you look at, it's the same profile of player with, I think, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic, all those signings that have not worked out. It's the same type of player. His best position is not really known. Can play on the wing as a center forward, as a second striker, as an attacking midfielder. He can play as that type of player, a Kai Havertz type of player. But I don't know if that's what they need. But I've heard they've made Dusan Vlahovic their number one target, and that will be a perfect signing for them, because they really lack goals, and you need I think in the modern game it had gone to somewhere where like a striker was not viewed as an important part of a team, but it's starting to come back now. You can see it with Erling Haaland, Liverpool getting Darwin Núñez. Yes, he's not hit the ground running, but you see what I'm talking. You get the point, and Dusan Vlahovic will be a very good signing. But if we will work out at Chelsea, who knows? But at the very minimum, he will be a good signing for them, because that's what they need, and that's what they need to go and get. And I think they might get him, because Chelsea are not shy of spending money, and whatever Juventus demand, Juventus are in financial trouble. As you know, they had been sanctioned, so they will need the money. They will need to sell players for a profit as well. So I see it happening, but from the player's side, I don't know why he would want to go to Chelsea at the moment, but Chelsea is always a very exciting prospect. Yes, they finished 12th, but you never know. They have these bad seasons and then they are back. It does not take Chelsea a long time to be back, but it's different now with Todd Bowley and everything, but we have to wait and see. So for Chelsea, I'm going to say Dusan Vlahovic. For Manchester, for Liverpool, they really need to sign someone in midfield. Jude Bellingham looks like it's not going to be happening. The other options, maybe Moises Caicedo and Alexis McAllister. They need at least two midfielders, two very good midfielders. I think Alexis McAllister should have had that it's their main priority, and I think it will be a very good signing for them. But they also need a replacement for Fabinho. We've seen Fabinho decline. He's not even there. I don't think he's even hit 30. If he hasn't, he's just hit 30. But at 30 and you've declined that much, I mean, they need a replacement, maybe a Moises Caicedo or something like that. So I would say for Liverpool, they should focus on signing a Caicedo. I think that will be a perfect signing for them. Versatile as well. He can cover for Trent when Trent inverts into midfield in this new Klopp system. But I'm not even a coach. I'm just visualizing what will happen. But yeah, I think Liverpool should prioritize signing a defensive midfielder and another midfielder, central midfielder as well. But for one player, if I have to choose, I would say Moises Caicedo. He's a very good player, and if it doesn't come to Arsenal, he's definitely going to go to another big club. So Moises Caicedo for Liverpool. Manchester City, what do they need to improve? I mean, they're on the verge of winning the treble. How can they virtually improve that squad? But they can. What Manchester City have been lacking, it's not really, but what they have not had this season, especially after selling a Sterling and whatnot, is a pacey winger. They need someone, another option. If you look at all their wingers, Mahrez, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Grealish, they're not all pacey. They're very tricky players, but they not have that pace to run in behind in the spaces left by defenses, maybe during counter-attacks in transition. They need that extra player, maybe a Rafael Leao, but Rafael Leao, I think he's committing his future to AC Milan, but who knows? Money can sew anyone. Money talks in the transfer window and in the world anyway, but Rafael Leao will be perfect for Manchester City. I'm sure there are other options out there, but for Manchester City, they're only going to get top-tier players, or if they're not going to get world-class players, they're going to get players on the verge of becoming world-class, and the elite coaching at Manchester City is just going to turn them into world-class players. It does not always work, but more often than not with Manchester City, it does. So I would say Rafael Leao for Manchester City. For Manchester United, a striker is very important for them. It's a position they've been neglecting for the last couple of seasons, saying, oh, we have Martial, but he plays 20 minutes and then goes off injured for the rest of the season, so you cannot rely on such a person. Wout Weghorst has not even scored a Premier League goal since signing for Manchester United. That's not a striker, he's just a... I know he's made it as a footballer at the high level, but he's not cut for being a striker for Man United. I mean, Erik ten Hag should do like a Ferguson when he brought Van Persie from Arsenal and they won the league. I'm not saying that if United sign a Kane or an Osimhen, they are going to win the league, but they are definitely going to improve their chances of challenging Manchester City and whichever other team will be there at the moment. So I'm going to go for a Harry Kane. Yes, Osimhen is a more exciting prospect, but Harry Kane, yes, you might say he's old, but come on, he's scoring 28 goals at Tottenham, a very poor Tottenham side who don't even play attacking football. So Harry Kane will be perfect for United. You just need service, and you can imagine Harry Kane and Marcus Rashford on the same team. It will be scary. It will be a very good combination. I will want to watch that. Of course, I don't want United to succeed, but it will be very entertaining and intriguing to watch. I'm going to go Kane for Man United. For Tottenham Hotspur, I don't really know what their direction is. They don't even have a head coach at the moment. We're not even hearing suggestions of who they want to take over after this season is over, but just have to wait and see. I don't even know who their main target is, but where I think they should really prioritize is in the defensive position. They've conceded, I think, 60 upwards of 60 goals this season, and that's very poor from a so-called defensive team who don't play attacking football. So they need to improve. They've had the same players since Pochettino last took them to a Champions League final. Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davies, all these players are always there. They never move. It's the same thing over and over again. So they need to refresh there. But I've heard they've been linked with Bastoni from Inter Milan. Very good player. He will fit in a back three system as well. But you don't know what system the coach that is going to come is going to play. But Bastoni, I've heard, is their main target, and it'll be a good signing for them. But that's not all they need. They need to address problems in other places, in other positions as well. But for today, that's it. So if you like the content, like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, see you in the next video.